here in New Orleans tonight. After the giant storm came the rising waters.
It's been a decade this week since Hurricane Katrina slammed into the Gulf region of Louisiana. 10 years have passed since that tragedy washed into our collective American memory. As a nation, we watched as the residents of New Orleans' lower Ninth Ward were abandoned by federal, state, and local authorities, left to escape the festering waters on their own. We watched as desperate residents streamed into the Superdome, only to be confronted by a new hell of squalor and neglect. And we watched as more than 1,800 people, mostly poor and black, lost their lives. And we told ourselves never again. We told ourselves that we would work to fix the structural inequalities that created a system that permitted poverty, segregation, police brutality, and environmental racism to have such devastating consequences. And we told ourselves that Black lives matter. Katrina occurred long before we saw Trayvon Martin gunned down by vigilante justice in Florida, his killer set free for standing his ground. Long before Michael Brown's body lay uncovered in the street for 4 hours, shot by a police officer while unarmed. And long before Eric Gardner couldn't breathe in New York City, or Sandra Bland's questionable traffic stop in Texas led to her jail cell death. Long before a new generation of activists gave meaning to the Black Lives Matter hashtag and political movement. Reflecting back on Katrina, it might be tempting to lay the entire litany of horrors at the feet of then-President Bush. But as we all know too well, officials at all levels shared in varying degrees in the breakdown. Ultimately, no matter who's in charge, government is nothing more than a reflection of the nation's collective will. The tragedies of Katrina and of the recent state-based violence toward Black citizens can only be viewed as a total collapse of American concern and public accountability for some of its citizens. As fresh tragedies swirl around us, what are we prepared to do with the knowledge of how little America valued Black lives when Katrina's waters rose, crested, and have now receded into our memories? So can anyone tell me, what have we as a nation learned from a 10-year-old calamity?